Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Sarah the Rainbow Hearted Witch. Tonight I will be doing my tribute to Phoenix. This is everything that I love about the city of Phoenix, Arizona. I really do love this city. I'm really going to miss it when I move. Phoenix is just so awesome. It's the best big town, huge city that I've ever lived in. I love all the amenities here. You can go see a Broadway show in Tempe at their theater. They have a really great theater. I saw Wicked there. It was great. So you can see theater. You can see. I went to the ballet. Um, I think I saw Sleeping Beauty. They have a botanical garden here where they have like ballet outdoors, which I always wanted to go to one and I never made it. Um, but I love the events at the botanical garden. I had an annual pass one year. They'll do like events so you can bring your dogs with you. They do art exhibits there. It's just, I love the botanical garden here. The botanical garden's great. They have Odyssey, which I've not been to. They have the butterfly museum, which I've not been to. My family has been when they were here and they loved it. Um, but what I really loved about Phoenix was the libraries here are wonderful. They're great. There's a huge selection of books, DVDs, CDs, everything, you name it. And each library has a little bit different. Like Glendale Library, they have peacocks roaming around. And I used to drive a smart car and they love to set the alarm off on the smart car. I was told that the alarm on my car sounded like their mating call. So I would come out of the library, the alarm would be going off, and all these peacocks would be all over my car. Hilarious. So I really enjoyed Glendale. The downtown Phoenix library is gorgeous. They have like a water feature inside and statues and sculptures and art exhibits, local artists, and um, it's multi floors, multi level. It is gorgeous. It's beautiful. I only went downtown to the library a few times, just because it's not very convenient. And from the little branches, you can request anything you want. And if the downtown library has it or one of the other locations, they'll ship it and hold it, which is wonderful. And I know most libraries do that, but I was just amazed at the selection, especially of DVDs and music. Coming from a small town in Vermont, they definitely did not have the selection that they have in this big city. Um, what I really liked, especially when you get to the west side, out towards Glendale, there's a lot of ranches and farms. People have their horses, and you will see people horseback riding down on the main streets. You'll see people riding their horseback, like riding horseback on their horses through drive-throughs. You will see that here. You will see people riding their horses and tying them up outside of shops into the shopping plazas. Crazy. Um, but yeah, that I love that. It's just so cool to me. So you have big shopping malls, but then you have the little shopping plazas and you have the local shops, and I love like local. Local is definitely where it's at. When I was younger, it's funny, I loved going to the mall, and through my college years, I lived right next to a mall. I was at the mall all the time. By the time I got here, my love of malls kind of died. I went with Audra actually, and we were trying to eat lunch, and she was trying to talk me out of a panic attack because I was freaking out. There was just too many people. I didn't like the crowd, the noise. It was just like too much for me. But if you love malls, you have that option. A lot of the malls have closed down and they're renovating them either into office buildings with some shops or um, housing, because we need so much more housing. Phoenix is growing so fast. Um, and that's actually part of the reason why I was kind of ready to leave. But anyway, that's something else. That's a different video. This is everything I love about Phoenix. I love that, each town has its own distinct feel. Like I said, Glendale is really like laid back, and there's a lot of ranches, and it does have a funky little downtown. They do like Glendale glitters for Christmas, and then they have a chocolate factory there. So they'll do for Valentine's Day a chocolate like festival, which is really fun. And then they do little festivals throughout the year. Downtown Phoenix has First Fridays, which is really fun. All the art museums, the art museum opens up for free. You can go in and see most of the exhibits for free. And then there's shuttles that will take you around to the different arts districts. And so the galleries will open up for the public. And there's usually, the streets are closed off downtown on Roosevelt, and you can walk around. There's all these vendors selling their art, and there's musicians set up, and it's just chaotic fun, and it's huge, and there's a lot of people, and you just get a fun feel of the city. I've gone a few times. It's chaos. Be prepared to walk, and be prepared for it to be a lot of people, and just a lot going on. Let's see. This right now, March is like, in February and March are like my favorite time of year here. The weather is gorgeous. The orange blossoms come out like end of February, and then the oranges are out now. The citrus here is amazing, which I didn't realize that. I didn't, when you think of oranges, you think of Florida. You don't think of Arizona. Let's see. So there's so many different festivals. I've been to a localist festival here. There's really great like arts festivals. There's food vendor truck festivals where all these different food vendors with their trucks will go and set up. I stumbled upon a house, which is a form of electronic dance music festival. It was mainly like deep house. It was in a park, and they had all these different DJs, and it was during the day. So I'm older, so I like, going to things outside and during the day. And so I met some really great people. There were a lot of people who traveled from Chicago to come to this festival, and it was a lot of fun. I did that one year. If you can think of it, there's a festival here. Then we have all, like Comic-Con and all of those big conferences, Paracon. What else? There's the UFO conference. I think that's in Scottsdale usually. Now, if you are into more upscale stuff, and you want a scene that's like Los Angeles, you can go to Scottsdale. They have high-end shopping, and you'll get to see all the people with whatever plastic surgery is in it at the moment. You'll get to go see it. You'll get to see real life plastic faces. So if that's your thing, go to Scottsdale. I don't typically go to Scottsdale. That would be on my list of reasons I don't like Phoenix, but I won't get into that again. I won't sidetrack. So let's see. When I first moved here, we would go after a long week at work. We would go to Barbecue, which is an amazing barbecue restaurant. And Friday nights, they would have a free buffet, and their beef brisket was amazing. It was so good. So they had the free buffet, and at one time you could get in for free. Now they charge. I'm not sure what it is. But the last time we went, which was a few New Year's Eves ago, it was dead. But it used to be a really fun nightclub spot as well. I'm not really into going out dancing anymore, so that's not really my thing. Lookout Tavern is fun. I would do, my neighbors and I, and my now husband, we would go do trivia night sometimes. I really like trivia is fun. I like doing that. There are so many bars here. So many sports bars if you're into sports. I mean, of course, I went to go see the Phoenix Suns play. I was so happy because I got to see Steve Nash, who, when I moved here, he was, at the time, one of my favorite players. So that was exciting. Um, so yeah, in terms of nightlife, there's really not much, but I've talked to people who live in DC now, and it sounds like that scene has changed too. When I was in DC, there was huge, like, mega clubs, like, it was called Buzz Nations, and then Cubic, and then there was all of these really awesome, huge underground nightclubs, in warehouses basically. But Buzz slash Cubic, got torn down, and they built a baseball field, which is really sad. So I guess everywhere is kind of lame for music. So, there were a few places that I used to go for some, house music that were okay. They're pretty good. And I got to dance and have fun. But this is definitely not really a city. I mean, my husband likes to swing dance, so there's places he goes to swing dance. And if you're into Latin dancing, then that's huge here. But in terms of house, not so much. If you want, like, the real clubbing experience, like New York City clubs, you can go to Tempe. That's a college town, and I never really went out in Tempe. It's too far away. Not my scene. I don't want to hang out with college kids. I went out, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, and when I realized that I wanted to cover the girls up and be like, here's my jacket, or, um, wanting to mother them, I was like, okay, I'm too old to come out. And I never thought I'd hit that, but I did. So for me, now, especially, through my 30s, what I really loved about Phoenix were all the different places I could go hiking and explore outside. Um, Globe, Arizona has a nature preserve. I'm not even gonna, it's like the Boyce Thompson Arboretum. I love that place. It is gorgeous. There's this amazing house that was built into the side of the mountain, so it stays really cool even in summertime, and it is absolutely gorgeous there. I definitely recommend going around this time. I know that's technically not really Phoenix, but it's a short drive. It's about an hour outside of the city. The Renaissance Festival, I think, is going on right now, which is amazing. It's a great, it's huge. It's huge. It's a lot of fun. It's expensive, but you can buy tickets, discounted tickets at places, and it's just a lot of fun. Um, I've been a few times, and it never disappoints. There's so many hiking trails. Dreamy Draw was my favorite. I used to like to take Bella there, but then when the pandemic hit, it was really difficult to find parking. And then not only was it difficult to find parking, but the trails were super crowded. People like to go mountain biking there, and you know, it's a lot of fun, but it got really crowded. And now, unfortunately, it's shut down. They're doing like a water project. They're putting in water pipes. I'm not sure to where, but the park is shut down for right now, which is a bummer. So we're just going to one of the local parks. But in every neighborhood, there is a really well maintained park, and the parks are wonderful. And it's just nice to be in the, like, in nature in the city, and the parks here are wonderful. It's not like the parks in Seattle, Washington, or Portland, Oregon, which they're very urban parks, and they're littered with homeless people, which is really sad, and homeless tents. The parks here, there's grass, and there's water, there's little ponds, you can fish in them. Um, there's swing sets, and some of the parks even have pools that are open for you to go swimming in. So the parks here are way different than parks anywhere else that I've been to, visited, or lived in. The parks here are really, really nice. Yeah, you have homeless people, but they don't overrun the parks. And for the most part, they leave you alone. They're not aggressive like they are in Seattle, Washington, where don't ignore them in Seattle. They get really aggressive. So the parks here are wonderful. Hiking outdoors. Carefree is another little town that's about an hour north of Phoenix, which it's so cute. They do this awesome art and wine festival, and that's coming up in, I think, the end of this month, or this weekend, March. I think it's March 18th, 19th, and 20th, or maybe it's April. I'm not sure. I'll have to check, but I love going there. I used to do that every year. It's so much fun. You buy your ticket and you get like 6 little like coupons, and you get to sample different wines. And they have music and of course the art and then vendors, and it's a lot of fun. And Carefree is such a cute little town. It's very artsy. They have a big sundial up there, and I love Carefree. It's the English rose tea room, and they have outdoor seating. Which, if you're gonna go up for their Christmas parade or any of their events, try to get a table outside. They have those outside heaters, so you can have a great view. We did that one year. I think it was the Christmas parade, so it was a little chilly, and we got seated outside. So we get to have our little finger food and our English tea, and it was delicious. It was such a great experience. They do sell tea there as well. So that's really fun. Let's see. They used to do with Villafane Studios their pumpkin festival, which they stopped doing it either in 2021 or 2020. I'm not sure. But that was always a lot of fun. Um, there's also like uh, there's like a crystal shop up there that's really nice. I don't know the name, but just it's fun to walk around, and there's a little town square, and it's just really cute. It's a totally different feel than Cape Creek. Uh, Cave Creek has like biker bars, and you can see a rodeo. I brought my family there. We saw um, a rodeo. It's an experience. If you want to do the cowboy thing, you can do that in Cave Creek, and then go to Carefree, which is right next door, and that's more like art, wine, and the English tea room. Um, let's see. So for really like just fun experiences, I'm not sure. I haven't been since they moved locations, but it's actually where I met my husband. We met at Film Bar, and it was really fun. It was really cool. Out in the lobby where you check in, it's a bar, and they started to sell some food, and they would have tables set up and then artwork. And then on Saturday nights, they would have a DJ spinning world music, which was really fun. Um, and then, of course, independent movies, and sometimes like they do like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and then they would do like sing-alongs and things like that. They would have events. Um, Film Bar used to be a lot of fun, but with COVID, they moved locations, and I think it's like outside now. I haven't been, so I'm not really sure. If anyone goes and checks it out, let me know if it's still a cool experience. So I'm gonna talk about my favorite restaurants. So in first place, hands down, if you want just tacos, or for me, I love their pork vampiros. The last few times we've gone, they haven't had pork, but it's so good. They give you this huge helping of food. And a vampiro, it's just basically like a tortilla with melted cheese, and then like a heap of meat. And then they have I really like their green salsa, but they have this red salsa. Don't eat it unless you like extremely hot, or be careful. Don't be generous with it. It's very very hot. And then they have like pico and cut up onions and cilantro. They used to give you grilled onions They've stopped doing that. They've expanded. It's really cool. It's called Taqueria Los Nocturnos. That was horrible. I know I said it wrong. I apologize. Then out on the west side, if you like Greek food, King Gyro's is amazing. It's a family owned and run business. Um, their food is always so fresh and delicious. It just melts in your mouth. Chino Bandito is a really fun restaurant. It's another go-to. It's like Mexican and Asian fusion. It's so good. On the Japanese theme, if you want some boba, Mango Rabbit Boba in Tempe is really fun. We went today and got I think it's like their bubble waffle ice cream cone, and they hooked that up. It's a bubble waffle filled with ice cream. Today we got Nutella, so the Nutella one. So it's filled with vanilla ice cream, topped with Nutella. They give you like all these toppings. Like there was a pretzel and an Oreo, and it's just so much. And then topped with whipped cream, and then on top of the whipped cream, it was like gold, like glitter sprinkles or whatever. It was delicious though. It's definitely enough for two to share. We made the mistake a couple times actually of ordering each getting something and just, but it was so we could share. But we learned real quick that it's really expensive. It's, if you want a specialty drink, they have like boba teas and all these different crazy concoctions that are, I'm sure, delicious. I've only gotten the bubble waffles, but everything's about $10. And it's more if you pay with credit cards, so make sure you bring enough cash with you. And then if you like Hawaiian ice, Kamarana Wana Hawaiian Treats is delicious, and the owner Kevin he's really funny. He's a really cool guy. He sells Dole Whip, and he imports his syrups from Hawaii. And you can tell the quality. It's so good. It's not, the syrups are not too sweet. So you can either, in your ice, you can either get Dole Whip or you can get vanilla ice cream. I usually get the vanilla ice cream, and then they have really cool like flavors like lychee, dragon fruit, mango, papaya. You can get those, and then they have like bubble gum and things like that. I've never tried the bubble gum. I usually go with like a fruit. The coffee here is okay. The things that I miss about the East Coast is a good cappuccino and pizza. But there's pizza, you just have to know that it's going to be different. Even if it's okay here, it's not going to be like New York style pizza. It's not going to be, what you're expecting. But there's good pizza places here. Ray's Pizza is pretty good. I think it's called Paradise Valley Pizza Co. Their pizza is pretty good, and they make really good cannolis. That place, hands down, is really good. If you want some really good Italian food, go to Romanelli's. That place is authentic. The cannolis are okay, but the food is delicious. Hands down, best Italian food. Like, it's a deli, so if you want to go buy your Manhattans or any Italian specialty food, I definitely recommend going there. They have it all. The deli is amazing. The food is fresh. Everything's authentic, shipped, in from Italy or even New York. It's delicious. I love Romanelli's. Let's see what else. But there's good coffee shops like I really love King Coffee Roastery. That's really good. They have really good coffee. It's not too sweet. They know how to make their coffee. Everyone who works there is awesome, very knowledgeable. And then Serafina Coffee Roasters Unfortunately, it's downtown. I've only been once, but I was totally like impressed. It was so delicious. Best coffee I've had in the Phoenix metro area. Unfortunately, it's only open like 6:30 till like I don't know, noon or 2 or something. I went on a lunch break when I was downtown and training. There's no way to get there unless you're working down there, because who wants to go downtown during the week? They're closed on the weekend, which sucks. um they're only open like Monday through Friday and office hours basically. And then there's one other place that's pretty cool. It's in an old converted gas station. It's called Copper Star Coffee. That place is pretty good. If you just want like a cool experience, I recommend going there. There's Jobot Coffee too, but um it's okay. But King Coffee Roasters, amazing. They also have art on the wall and for sale, and it's just a cool like community space. They have games set up. And then Serafina Coffee, like I said, I've only been one time. I was totally impressed. And Copper Star is just a cool like hipster spot. Let's see. So, um, the shining glory of Phoenix is just the sheer number of new age bookstores, shops, options, holistic practitioners. There's always like women's health expo or a psychic fair going on either at one of the many vast stores. There's the astrology store in downtown Glendale. There's there's the astrology store in downtown Glendale. You have Jan Ross New Age Books and Gifts. Also in Glendale, you have Tanja's I think it's Natural Magic. That's a little further out. It says there's a place called Magic Mojo, which I've never been to. It looks like maybe it's new. Um, there's the Enlightenment Company. Again, never been there. Fantasia Crystals, which is downtown. That is hands down the best. Um, the owner inherited the store from um, his parents. It used to be more kind of like new age and with more focus on, I would say, aliens. And it's more like pagan influence now. There's also let's see, Zombie World Market and Occult. That place, I've only been once. It's not really my thing. The Oracle on 7th, again, never been there. This must be new. Crescent Moon Emporium is also in downtown Glendale. That place is pretty cool. There's a place called Missy's Mysteries. Again, never been there. There is a sweet medicine shop. Never been there. There's My Darling Dragon. Never been there. Melody Crystal Healing Classes. Never been there. Vision Quest Psychic Bookstore. That place is pretty good. You can go get your aura photo taken at Vision Quest Psychic Bookstore or the astrology store downtown Glendale. That's always fun. I like doing that. You can either get just a photo of what your aura looks like, or you can get the complete body and your head. So it will show what chakras are balanced, which ones need balancing, and what your general color is and what that means for you. There's Elements of Spirit. Again, never been there. Tanja's Natural Magic. That place is really cool. I don't go there very often because it's pretty far away. And I'm finding even more just typing in that I've never heard of, never been to. Star Woman Crystals is downtown. Wait, is that one downtown? Let me see. I get some of them confused. Nope. Okay, so Star Woman Crystals it's a business run out of these two women's home. And one of them is an instructor at, oh, there's like a school here. So that's why there's so many shops and classes and Storm Wisdom is great too. You're just gonna have to be prepared to spend a lot of money. It's pretty expensive because it's on the east side of town. Um, wow. I am really shocked by just the number of new age shops that have popped up. Um, there is a ton um, that I have never heard of or been to before. Um, so I used to work at one of them. I worked at Jan Ross New Age Books and Gifts. And we had people come in from other cities. And we had this one couple that came in from Louisiana, and they were like shocked. They were like, there are more New Age shops in Phoenix than there are in Louisiana. Um, so um, people travel from all over to come um, check out the New Age stores. So, I mean, like I said, anyone I know, especially Fantasia, they have just opened up a separate classroom space where they do more pagan focused classes. Um, Jan Ross New Age Books and Gifts does basic tarot reading, basic Reiki classes. Um, there's the Reiki Academy, which is where I went and took the Blue Star Reiki, but Reiki Rod does Reiki 1 and 2, becoming a Reiki master there. They have the sound healing baths. Um, so, we all kind of have our own little spots that we go to. For me, it's the Reiki Academy, Jan Ross New Age Books and Gifts, um, Fantasia, and the astrology store sometimes, as well as Vision Quest. Um, those stores have actually been around the longest. They've been around a long time. Um, so between all the New Age stores, if you can't find a class that you want to take at one, go look at another one, another store. Um, there's also the Spiritualist Church downtown. Now, the last time I tried to go down, the calendar said that they were open. However, when I got there for the mediumship class, it was closed. Um, Tina Escato does her mediumship classes. Um, she does. She has her own like healing space. So I think Saturdays she holds the mediumship classes at her house, and then on Tuesday nights she holds it in Tempe, and Everything Just Rocks. Um, Everything Just Rocks is a really cool spot. Great prices. It's just, again, Tempe's a little out of the way for me. I don't go out to Tempe very often. Sometimes, I've gone a few times for her mediumship class. I bought my singing bowl there at a really great price. Um, I like to go to, the Mango Rabbit, Boba. Changing Hands Bookstore, hands down, in Tempe, one of my favorite bookstores of all time. I love that place. They opened one up in downtown Phoenix, which is pretty cool. They have a coffee and like a regular bar in the bookstore, and a communal space where they hold like different events, and it's pretty cool. I saw the lead singer of Kiss there. He was sitting on a bench while his two kids, were walking around. Um, he's pretty difficult to miss. He's a really big guy. Um, I'm not a Kiss fan, so whatever. But I was just like, oh, there's Gene Simmons. Okay, cool. Um, I know he's from Phoenix. Um, And then right next to changing hands was another restaurant that I really loved, which is called Southern Rail. Going there for beignets. I was part of a child free group for a while, and all of us women, we got together and we met up there and we had our beignets, and um, they make really good drinks there too. It was just a lot of fun. If you like southern food, another place is Papados, best seafood in the city. For the longest time, I was afraid to eat seafood here, since we're not close to the coast. Um, Seafood here really like freaks me out, and maybe another video where I talk about the things I don't like about Phoenix. I'll go into more about why I don't like the seafood here, but and why I'm leery to eat it. But Papados, it's so fresh, so amazing. Make a reservation. There's always a long wait. It's extremely expensive. It's definitely a special occasions only restaurant, but the food is amazing. So yeah, I really like the southern food here. You know, barbecues is barbecue. Um, Southern Rail is southern, like Louisiana, Papados as well. They have alligator, which the alligator like they kind of look like chicken fingers. So good. Um, they have crawfish. It's just delicious. Papados is delicious, hands down. Their banana like bread pudding is delicious. So between, if you like Mexican food, Southern food, New Age stores, hiking, being outside, um, this is the place. Like I said, let's see. The botanical gardens here is wonderful. Globe is wonderful to go to the Boyce Thompson Arboretum. Um, of course, there's Vulture City out in Wickenburg, which Wickenburg is about an hour drive west of Phoenix. And Wickenburg is a cowboy town. And there's a really cute little coffee shop. I like to stop in there. And then there's Moon Lily Apothecary, which is great if you need any herbs that you need, they'll have it. Um, and then going north of the city up to Prescott, um, there's the Charlotte Hall Museum. Watson Lake is beautiful. We did a Constellation Trail this weekend. No, it was like the fourth time we tried to find it. Our map, whenever we put it in our map, it would take us all over. It was crazy. Finally, we found it, and the hike was well worth it. I'll post pictures. Just amazing. It was so gorgeous. We did hike the Superstition Mountain. That hike was intense. I think I had read that it was easy to moderate. I would definitely say it's moderate to hard. It was like straight uphill, lots of rocks. It's very wet in places. There's big pools. You just have to be on alert. Like, um, it's worth it. Yes, it's worth the hike because you get the hieroglyphics. It's gorgeous. It's stunning. It's beautiful. That's another place that's really, the parking lots fill up fast. We had to park a couple miles away. So not only did we do our regular hike, I think overall it was only supposed to be like 3.5 miles, but with how far away we parked, it came out to like 5 miles. I'll post pictures of that though. The hieroglyphics were beautiful. It was gorgeous. Um, but I don't know if we'll be hiking it again um, anytime soon. It was a pretty intense hike, but it was gorgeous. The cacti there, you'll see, they're huge. They're huge. I've never seen cacti that big before. They're like trees, like bigger than the trees out here. Really granddaddy old. I'm gonna miss Vulture City for sure. I know I said that already, but on Saturday night we only paid for the meet and greet. Um, next year I definitely want to try to camp out and spend the night. We got to hear 3 different speakers who are, they're ghost hunters, and they were amazing. They gave some really great tips on ghost hunting, and I picked up one of the speakers' books and had it autographed. Um, J. Marie Yates were there, and it was. I wish that there had been an itinerary, and I wish it was a little bit better organized. Check-in was at 4. Things didn't really start happening until 5:30. We left at 7:22. No, I would have wanted to stay longer. They were starting their ghost tour like at 7:30. I don't know if we could have stayed for that or not. My friends who were with us were ready to go. I was totally not ready to go. I was like, for sure, next year I'm coming back. I'm going to do the haunted ghost tour, doing the active ghost hunting, because I have so many questions. I wish I had my business card so I could hand it out to the people who were there and ask if I could interview them for this channel. I'm so bad at carrying my business cards. That's always been my problem. Like, I have them, but I never carry them. And there's just so many opportunities lately that I can just be like, here's my business card. I would like to interview you for my YouTube channel. Would I be able to do that? I'm going to try to look them up on Instagram and see if they're on it and contact them that way. But they only like scratched the surface, and I like had so many questions. So many questions. So they did a fire ceremony to call in the earth spirits and to call in protection, and for like cleansing, protection, and calling in the spirits to welcome them. So of course I wanted to do it. They used their feather to like cleanse us and protect us with cedar. But of course I still managed to bring 2 earth spirits home with me. That night I had nightmares, not like really extremely bad, but just, they weren't great dreams. And my husband couldn't sleep. So when we went on our hike the next day on Constellation Trail, we stopped on one of the rocks and just we were admiring the beauty of the scenery, and I just closed my eyes and like I could see the colors, and then all of a sudden I see these 2 earth spirits. One looked kind of like an animal, but not an animal, and I knew it was an earth spirit, and the other one looked almost like a spirit that you would see like I've seen it in a Japanese anime before. But I just intuitively knew they were earth spirits, and I was like, hey guys. And sometimes I wonder if they just want to be acknowledged, or maybe they like just hitchhiked and wanted to go to Constellation Trail. I don't know, but we asked them, to stay, and they did. So I'm very happy that they respected that, and they stayed at Constellation Trail. Since the earth spirits, I mean, so this is my question. It's like, why do spirits need to catch a ride with you? If can't they just travel to wherever they want to? Like, or do they just want to be acknowledged? That's my question. Do they just want to be acknowledged, or do they hitchhike like people do? I don't know. I don't know much about earth spirits. I know a lot of times, sometimes earth spirits can get confused with like demons, but they're not demons. They're just earth spirits, and they're just incredibly old and ancient, and we don't really understand them in our culture. I definitely wasn't scared when I saw them. I can see how people would think they were scary, but so yeah, I mean, that's one of my questions. My other question is, because they brought it up, there was a Navajo medicine man And he asked us if we knew what skinwalkers were, and of course I raised my hand, and most people there actually said yes, they knew what skinwalkers were. And he asked if skinwalkers had if we thought skinwalkers had boundaries or if there were no boundaries, which I never even really thought of that. He talked about how medicine men, what their ritual to become a shapeshifter is, and how long that takes, and how difficult it is, and then how skinwalkers, you know, bypass that ritual, and get to it like that. And then they showed us their weapons that were blessed and can actually kill spirits, which, you see that in anime and Japanese animation, how there's weapons that will kill evil spirits. And it never dawned on me that that's real, that you can consecrate a weapon and use it for protection. And the medicine man's brother actually said that he's used his dagger to kill a spirit, and they caught the audio of the spirit screaming. What happens to those spirits if you kill a spirit in the spiritual? What happens to them? Where do they go? Yeah, so I really want to talk to them, especially. I want to know the Navajo perspective, especially since the medicine man, he started training at like 9 years old. For him, he talks about how he views the spirits as people. They're as real to him as you and I, and he treats them with the same respect that he would treat a living being. He says, if you're going to enter a woman's residence, especially, you knock. And you show respect, you show reverence. You don't want to antagonize the spirits. You don't want to just show respect, and that there's lots of different spirits. There's not just earthbound spirits. They talked a lot about the ancient ones that are older than humanity, that are here. So yeah, I would really love to interview them. I think it would be really cool. So like things like that, all the ghost towns, the abandoned mining towns, the ghost tours. Again, I used to love Jerome. I know I've talked about Jerome. Used to be fun. Sedona used to be great. I used to love the ride into Sedona. Stunning. Definitely recommend taking a trip to Sedona at least once. But Sedona doesn't have the same energy that it used to. It's very commercialized now. It's very busy. There's a ton of people getting married there all the time, which I'm sure it's a beautiful place to be married, but it's just super crowded, super busy. The prices are marked up a lot. They have a really fun gem show that's held at the high school there. You can get some pretty good deals, but the stores themselves are overpriced. So yeah, if you're into the new age, there's a huge community here, and when I first moved here, that's what I loved. Unity of Phoenix, Reverend Richard Mirage is amazing. He's such an inspiration. He will make you laugh and cry in every service. I swear that's his like motto. Like he's like, let's get a cry in there and let's get some laughter. Like he loves to tell jokes, and his messages are always so inspiring and uplifting, and he himself is inspiring and uplifting, and his story is amazing. And I just love how inclusive the idea of it is. Now the people there are not necessarily that inclusive. I did one of their it was during Thanksgiving, and it was like a group where you talk about giving thanks, and some political thing came up, and the comments were incredibly not inclusive and incredibly not friendly. um, it was something that I thought I would hear from like a conservative person of a particular faith that, you know, I'm nothing against, but that's usually what I would expect to hear it from. And so I was just so appalled. There was a long time I wouldn't go back to Unity, and now that has nothing to do with Reverend Richard Mirage. I was just really upset that members, which a church can't control what people say, and I understand that, but it was just a shame because it's like Unity of Phoenix is about honoring all religions and all faiths, and um you know, being inclusive of spirituality and Reiki, and um they have great speakers and great events, and it's like, really, you're gonna sit there and like talk bad about somebody from a different faith? Like, that's just not cool with me. But I love their Divine Ideas bookstore, and they have a great labyrinth where I did an IG live. I do want to go back and do another one with my shamanic drum. Um, the grounds are just beautiful. Easter Sunday sunrise service, I think it's done at 6 a.m. on Easter Sunday. They set up on the green outside chairs, and during the pandemic, actually, they would hold services outside, which was really nice. Socially distanced. I went a few times. It was just nice to be able. I like to sit outside. I like to be outside. So that was just really peaceful to me, and they always have really great musicians, and they always sing like contemporary songs. Like a couple weeks ago, I sat outside to listen because they have speakers, so you can sit outside too, even if the sermon is inside. And they sang "You Gotta Be" by Desiree, and it was just so inspiring and uplifting. And I just, Unity of Phoenix is one of my favorite things about living in Phoenix. I tried going to other Unities, and just wasn't as impressed. Unity of Phoenix is hands down, like, I've gone to the Spiritualist Church here. It was okay. But Unity of Phoenix just really like vibes with my soul. Um, and like I said, they do Reiki shares. I went to a couple of their Reiki shares. They do classes and writing workshops and Toastmasters, and basically it's just a really great community. I did some volunteer work. Um, Now I will say, if you're down on your luck and you need some help, they're not going to help you. They're not about that, unfortunately. Um, but if you're looking for, you know, classes and to uplift yourself, then yeah, go check it out. So that is my, well, that's my, like, and then in a nutshell, I had other favorite restaurants and other favorite places, but they either shut down or I stopped going to them a long time ago. You know, we change and we grow as people, but those were the places that have stayed consistently, and the reasons, you know, January, February, March, and April is the best time to come visit. It's the perfect weather. It was 81 degrees today. It is Monday, March 14th. And that's a little warm. That's a little bit on the warm side, but it's it's a dry heat, so 81 here doesn't feel as hot as it would in like Florida or someplace with a high humidity. Um, so the outdoor festivals stop around the end of May. So if you come out like June, July, August, even September, you're not really gonna have anything. There's really not much going on. But from October through the end of May, there's so much. There's rodeos, there's the festivals, there's um like I said, you can go to Tempe to see Broadway shows off Broadway. They have the ballet here. There's the orchestra, the symphony. There's you know, sports galore. I know my dad likes to go to the sports training events, the spring training for baseball. They do dog days, so we went to one of those, so I could bring Bella. And it was just, for me, that was fun because then I get to like have Bella socialize with the other dogs. Otherwise, baseball is very boring to me. Going to see basketball, like there's just so much to do. Like whatever you're into, mountain biking. They have ice skating rinks, which is crazy. Downtown in the winter, they have an ice skating rink. I have not gone to that yet. I always think I want to, but I haven't ice skated in so long. I'm a little like leery. But yeah, there's so much to do in this desert city, and it's just, you know, there's so much music. Shars has the blues, or is such a great nightclub. I brought my dad. Um, it's a great like jazz and blues club. The music is awesome, and people dance, and it's like a really fun time. There's some really great jazz clubs here. Other ones I haven't been to those. So yeah, if you like music, dancing, art, theater, like there is literally something for everyone. Like I've said before, if you are bored in this city, I don't know where you would have more fun, because you have all the amenities that places like Los Angeles and New York have without the crowds. That's changing a little bit, with just the sheer number of people, but for the most part, it's still wide open spaces. You still feel like you can breathe. Um, it's not like so crowded that you're like shoulder to shoulder with people. Um, I've seen so many amazing concerts here, from indie people to like big names, you know, like 30 Seconds to Mars and Kaleo, and I don't know. We usually go for more indie. I've seen Highly Suspect here. So yeah, there's like big festivals here too. Um, there are like raves in the desert, and I'm like, I'm too old for that now. But I'm sure they're fun. So those are all the things I'm really gonna miss, like so much, and hopefully, since we do like to take day trips and we do like to travel, we're only moving 3 hours away. So I'm hoping like next year we can go to the overnight, um, to spend the night at Vulture City, and yeah, with the pandemic, a lot of things went online, but unfortunately, you know, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, a lot of things are back in person. So, you know, it was like moving 3 hours away. It's like, well, maybe I could still do things online, but unfortunately, they've stopped doing a lot of the, like, especially with the like Vision Quest, they were doing their classes online and in person. You could choose. There was one coming up that I wanted to take, but it's only offered in store now. So even though they got rid of their classroom, so it's like, well, where do you do it? You don't have classroom space anymore. So I don't know. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this of all my favorites and the pictures, and I hope you all have a great week. See you next time. Bye, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this video, please hit the like button down below and please subscribe. I will be uploading videos every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Arizona time. Bye, guys.